Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Colby from Sanitarian Productions. We're back again with another action figure review. In this episode, we're continuing our look at a couple of WWE Elite figures. Specifically, we're looking at Natalya from Series 74. Very cool looking figure. As I've stated in the past, I'm a fairly big WWE fan, but for whatever reason, I've never really gotten real big into the actual figure collecting side of it for this series. So I picked up a few of these figures to kind of try to ease my way into it, to see if it's something I'm maybe more interested in. They do have a good selection of figures, and they've done some amazing work on all their sculpts and everything, so it's not like the quality isn't there. It's just for whatever reason, and I guess maybe it's because I didn't start from the very beginning of the line, so it's kind of hard to jump in this far along into it, because they've been doing these for like 10 years now, and there's a lot of figures out there. So at any rate, I like Natalya, so I figured why not pick up one of her figures and let's take a look at it here. So that's what we're going to do here and dive into it. So it does come on a standard WWE Elite Collection package. Nice window box there, Natalya at the bottom. The overall presentation, it's a little bland here up front, but it does give you a nice view of the figure here, and I think that's probably what stands out the most. But for whatever reason, I actually think I like the basic figure presentation better. They have kind of a standard blister pack and then some promotional artwork or photo of the character, wrestler, and that's pretty much it. And then a kind of a traditional card back. Here we got the kind of boxed version, and it's a little bland to me. But anyways, on the side we do have some nice artwork there of Natty. On the other side, another photo. I keep saying artwork, it's not art, it's a photo, but same kind of difference to me. The back we have kind of a standard bio for Natalya and some of the other figures in the wave. Not really all that interested in most of those figures. Maybe the Goldberg figure I'll pick up at some point, but yeah, I'm just kind of randomly picking some of these figures because they seem appealing, as opposed to having an actual plan of attack for these things, because I don't think I'm going to go all in on this line, but when I see a couple of cool figures, I am going to pick them up. We have a single piece of tape here on the side, so we're going to go ahead and slice that off right here, and then pull this packaging apart. They tend to tear a little bit, but not too bad. If you're an opener, nobody cares, right? Slide the figure out. We do have that nice kind of card art. Makes for a nice background, but that's about it. So we'll toss those back in the back. And see here. So most of these Elite figures actually come with these plastic, they're not twist ties, but they're little pin things here. So I'm going to go ahead and snip those real quick to make this easier to deal with. One there, and one over here, and brush all that trash out to the side here, and go ahead and yank the figure out here. So bear with me while we make some racket. Accessory wise, we have a set of cat ears, a little cat ear headband, which I think is pretty cool. In that, that's usually what she ends up wearing a lot anyway. So, and that don't want to come out easily. So, there we go. Pop that out, and then we have a set of alternate hands here. Let's see if we can get those out fairly easily. Oh, came out actually really easy, so throw that to the side here, and we'll go ahead and zoom in a wee bit and take a look here at Miss Natalya Neidhart. I guess we'll start with accessories first here. We do have a set of alternate hands here. So these are the closed fist versions. And they look pretty good. I mean, they're standard closed fists, so I don't know what you kind of want here. But the way these work is you just take the actual regular hands that are on the figure, and you just kind of give them a twist and pull, and that pops out of that little stub right there. And then you just grab the correct hand and just kind of press it back into place here. So these actually work really well. I was afraid when I first started looking at some of these that this was going to be a weak point in the figures. We can get that to focus back in. But for whatever reason, they actually hold up really well here. They are a little bit pliable here, but for whatever reason, they actually work pretty well. So we get a set of alternate hands here, closed hands, and then the ones that she comes with are the kind of open grip hands. And her other accessory is this set of little cat ears, which you can see her wearing quite a bit on the show itself. So very cool. It's just, whoops. I don't know where that went to. There we go. Little black with a little bit of pink paint on them. So, you know, pretty straightforward here. But that just kind of clips in on the top of her head there. And that looks really awesome, actually. So, very cool. It's a nice little small accessory here. Again, it can be removed if you're ready to set them into the actual ring itself here. So, the figure itself has some really awesome looking detail here. We'll see if we can get in here a little bit closer here. So, starting with the facial sculpt, and I'm going to try to dial the light down a little bit so we're not creating such a washout on that face. It's actually a really, really good face scan. I think they're doing that, what are they calling it? The True FX or something to that effect. But they've done a really good job here. All of these that I've seen so far have been pretty accurate, actually. There's a couple of them that don't quite look like they're supposed to, but for the most part, all of these look really nice. So this one is definitely a really good likeness of Natalya. Very nice looking. As far as the detail in her costume, I've always actually liked her costume itself. It's got these really great shoulder pads here, and there's a huge amount of detail in there. I don't know if it's showing up on the screen or not, but these little studs on here are actually painted silver. So you have the black and the silver paint apps going on there. You got all these cool rivets, all the way down that cool, awesome costume there, all the way around. Very, very nice job. Yeah, it just looks really cool. Lots of detail in there. The rest of her costume has a little bit of detail in it, so you can see those rhinestones in the top of her outfit there, actually painted silver, and those are actually sculpted on. Same thing with these studs on her stomach there. Those are actually sculpted on there, which is a nice little touch there. Got a little bit of paint slop on a few of them, but you can't really tell that, so not too bad. The rest of her outfit here, these are just paint apps on her legs, but she does have sculpted boots, which is a nice little touch there. Very, very cool looking. And her arms are also just paint apps, so not too bad. The back of her costume has that cool sculpted zipper. I don't know how well that's picking up either, but it looks really cool in person there. And the those little rhinestones or rivulets or whatever are actually sculpted on the back of her costume as well. So that is very cool. Do these shoulder pads come off? They do. They just lift off. So that is pretty cool. I thought that was maybe pegged in there for some reason. But yeah, that just kind of sits on her shoulders like so. And you can pull them off very easily. So that is pretty cool. I don't know how well that's going to work as far as like action features. They're not falling off, which is kind of crazy. So I guess they're molded just enough to kind of latch onto her shoulders there. They're not like slipping off, but they remove very easily. So that's a really, really awesome job of just friction holding that in place. So that's very cool though. So we'll set that to the side here for right now. And we can get a little bit closer look here at the back of her costume. Very nice. Very cool looking details. Nice sculpting job on the muscles and things like that. The hair looks really nice as well. Yeah, it's really a great likeness here of Natalya here. So let's look at articulation here. The head does spin 360 degrees. That hair is real soft plastic here, so it kind of flops out of the way very easily. We have a little bit of up and down motion. Sorry, not a lot, but more than some of the other figures I've seen. Side to side is not doing too much, but it's enough, I guess. We do have standard ball and swivel at the shoulder joints. Standard swivel at the top of the bicep. We do have a single elbow joint. And we have the swivel and that cool rocker at the wrist joint. We have, let me get our arms spread out here a little bit. So just so you know, the arms on these things are kind of variable. Sometimes they're just a little sticky, but that's about as far as they spread out like that. So to get it to go anything else, you actually have to rotate that shoulder up a little bit, which is not the end of the world, but I do think that's a little limiting. But you can get around it, so it's not that big a deal, to be honest with you. So the standard kind of rib cage ball joint is in place, and it is a ball joint, so you can rock it all the way around. Nice ab crunch feature going on there. They have a little bit more painted detail in there that I didn't expect it to go up that far, to be honest with you, but it doesn't go all the way up, but a good distance here. But anyways, you got some really good ab crunch going on there. We do have a standard twist at the waist. We have those standard plastic T-hook looking things at the waist and hips. We have full front motion there. Full, well, it doesn't go back very far, to be honest with you, but good side to side. We do have a standard twist joint at the top of the thigh there. So if you do need to kick back further, you can kind of move that around and get it to work a lot better. But for whatever reason, it doesn't go back very far. We do get a double knee joint there. We do get a swivel at the top of the boots. And we get the standard just single ankle articulation joint there. So no kind of weird rocker thing or anything, just standard front back motion there. So all in all, still really good articulation on this figure. So just in general, I actually really like this figure. The pinkish purple, the black, the silver, it just really pops in person. So it is a really nice looking figure, to be honest with you. They've done a really great job here of capturing the essence of Natalya here in figure form, and I really like it. I'll stick her little cat ear things back on there. So yeah, it's really a great representation of the character here. So I'm actually pretty impressed with this one. Some of the past figures have been really good, but for whatever reason, this one just seems to resonate really well, and it might be nice to have a little bit better detail on the costume itself, as far as like the armbands and some more detail on the legs, but for the most part, this is really a great figure here. So yeah, I'm impressed with it. So If you're a WWE fan or a Natalya fan, you've probably already picked it up if you're a Natalya fan. But if you're looking for more figures to go into your collection, I think this one makes a great one. The packaging, it leaves a little bit to be desired, but as far as the actual figure itself, it's a awesome figure, so I don't think you'll be disappointed with this one. Well, that's all the time we've got for today, so thanks for watching. Drop some comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts on Natalya are, action figure-wise, or the wrestler herself. Either one. Drop those comments down below. Let us know what's on your mind. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Be on the lookout for more awesome videos coming down the pipeline. If you'd like to see something specific looked at in future episodes, let me know that as well, and I'll do my best to get it out in front of y'all. Until next time,